Welcome to my YouTube channel for a fresh video. Today I will explain the movie named The Great Wall. Spoiler ahead. The Great Wall of China is cited as one of humanity's greatest enduring wonders in the opening text. It took more than 1,700 years to construct and stretches over 5,500 kilometers. It has shielded the city from a variety of threats, some of which are mythical and others of which are known. One of those legends is the subject of this tale. The movie starts with bandits from Kitten galloping through the desert. William Garin and Piero Tavar, two European mercenaries, hide up in a cave with three other men. Traveling in search of black powder are the men. The men are attacked by a beast inside the cave. In order to find someone who can identify it, William kills the monster and amputates its hand. Chinese Nameless Order soldiers shoot many arrows at William and Tavar as they ride towards the Great Wall. The men capture them as prisoners and display the monster's limb to them. The soldiers' response is shock. The generals interrogate the men on how they came across the creature. General Lin, General Shao, and strategist Wang. William lies and says they came to trade but were ambushed when Lin asks why they are there. More creatures are seen moving towards the wall, and the soldiers are informed of this. William and Tavar are still being held hostage as the generals assemble their army and advance to the top of the wall. The soldiers engage in combat as hundreds of monsters charge the wall. Hanging on chains, Lin and her soldiers descend to engage the creatures. As they begin to scale the wall, the other soldiers fire flaming rocks and arrows in their direction. One of the monsters ascends to the top and begins destroying the soldiers. After being freed, William and Tavar join the battle. They use a spear to kill the monster, and the rest of the horde flees. The troops appreciate William and Tavar and let them stay as guests rather than as prisoners. They come into Ballard, a fellow European who was captured while traveling in pursuit of black powder. Ballard is aware that both of the men are there for the same reasons. The Nameless Order hosts a feast in honor of the men. William discovers that Lin and the other troops were taught English and Latin by Ballard. To the amusement of everyone in the room, William proudly displays his archery prowess to the soldiers. Lin demonstrates to William how she battles while dangling from the cord. She attempts to get William to jump, but he isn't quite confident enough in her to do so. Ballard devises a plan at night for himself, William, and Tavar to steal black powder and flee when the soldiers are preoccupied with the combat. Concerning a magnetic stone William had with him when he battled the monster on the wall, William and Tavar talk to Wang. Wang relates to the guys the tale of the Towdy monsters. 20 centuries ago, there was an emperor whose greed overwhelmed him, and as retribution for humankind's avarice, the heavens sent a meteor that struck a mountain and set the Towdy free. The soldiers are then informed of another disturbance close to the wall a short while later. The Towdy continue to attack the soldiers. Shao loses the battle and dies. He leaves Lin in charge as he draws his final breaths. The capital, Bianlie, sends a scroll to the generals explaining how to employ the magnetic stones to fend off the Towdy. To test this plan, William advises that they sedate and capture one of the creatures. In the thick fog, the soldiers prepare for another battle with the Towdy. Tavar joins the fight and assists William as he assists Lin. William slides down a chain to ensure that at least one of the monsters the army managed to put down with arrows on chains does not escape and be liberated by another monster. Lin uses black powder-made rockets to attack the Towdy, which results in the explosion of some of the monsters. After some time, William faints. After having his wounds attended to, Lin is sitting at William's side when he awakens. She tells him that they were successful in capturing the Towdy they had ensnared. When William inquires about the outside world, Lin makes the remark that human greed is not all that dissimilar from Towdy greed. As the caged monster thrashes about, the soldiers cautiously surround it. Wang hangs a pole with some magnetic stones attached to it close to the monster's face. When it sees the stones, it withdraws. They must deliver the beast to the emperor, according to one officer. William visits Tavar in his room to express his gratitude for his assistance. Tavar believes that William has neglected him and their objectives so that he can become a Chinese folk hero. He promises William that all he will be is a liar. In retaliation, William lunges at Tavar's throat with a knife. The wall's base has recorded Towdy migration. When the soldiers descend to investigate, they find a sizable opening that the monsters used to enter. Black powder is discovered within the walls by Tavar and Ballard in the meantime. The two use part of the dynamite powder to burst open the door to the room where the majority of the powder is being stored while the troops are distracted. William discovers Tavar and Ballard removing supplies after hearing the explosion. Tavar begs William to follow them despite his claims that he was foolish to embark on his initial mission. When that fails, Ballard knocks out William and they flee. The soldiers move towards Bianlie, the capital city, fearing that nothing will be able to stop the Taudi and realizing that they only have a short window of time before an oncoming large-scale onslaught. They display the Taudi in a cage to the Emperor. William is captured, and Lin discovers his original motives. She claims that she would kill him herself because she is furious. Peng Yang, a teenage soldier, stands up for William and lets them know that Tavar and Ballard took the powder. In order to pursue the other two with her forces, Lin commands that William be imprisoned. Ballard and Tavar are riding through the arid landscape. When Ballard notices impending danger, he abandons Tavar. Ballard is captured at night by the kitten bandits while Tavar is abducted by the Chinese army. By mistakenly setting off his powder, they kill Ballard and themselves. Hot air balloons are used by the army to combat the Taudi above the city, but when the balloons catch fire, some of the soldiers are sent flying to their deaths. Wang releases William from his confinement and informs him that the new goal is to assassinate the Taudi queen. Wang and William are preparing to board a balloon when Peng Yang shows up and asks to join them. In order to take control of the beast, the Emperor removes the magnetic stone from close to the Taudi, but doing so awakens it and summons the other monsters to its place. The Taudi are wreaking devastation while every army is flying high above the city. As the troops fly over, they erupt from the buildings in retaliation. The majority of the city is on fire and destroyed. The soldiers fire arrows and more rockets at the monsters as they try to approach the queen. When they see the queen being surrounded by thousands of Taudi who are defending her, William, Wang, and Peng catch up to Lin. After entering the palace, the heroes go up to the Emperor. Wang demands that they locate the captured monster so they can use it to assassinate the queen. The beast is in the dungeon, the Emperor informs them. The monster was fed flesh by the troops, who also doused it in explosives before feeding it to the queen. While the other monsters are on the surface, they travel through an underground canal. The Taudi attempt to snag them from above by crawling above them. While fighting the monsters, Peng sustains injuries. While the others carry on ahead, he lags behind. Monsters start to surge in and towards Peng. He lights some black powder, which causes him and the beasts to explode. To release the imprisoned Taudi, William, Lin, and Wang rush into a tower. It rejoins the monsters after being repelled by the stones. To attack the queen, the three climb the tower. The queen is shielded by larger creatures with scales that deflect the rockets when they have a good shot from the top of the tower. As the beasts storm the tower and start to attack, Wang is at the base. Just before he is slain, Wang throws him a stone. Before Lin fires the rocket, William throws a stone in the queen's direction. The queen is destroyed by the rocket explosion, which also kills the rest of the Taudi. Lin is given a promotion to regional general when they go home. William is supposed to receive a reward, a sizable amount of black powder, but he decides to free Tavar instead so that they can travel back to Europe. Following their reconciliation, William and Tavar say goodbye to Lin and depart for home with a cavalry following them as protection. Thanks for watching.